So if you've got a wobbly toilet seat like this, it moves on the pan, it's not, the original fixings are not holding it in position because they've come loose or they've broke, then our Superfix toilet seat fixing is what you're going to need to fix it. It's very simple to fit and it will be solid afterwards. I'm going to show you exactly how it works. So the Superfix has three parts. We have the screw, we have the rubber sleeve, and we have the expansion cone. And how this fits onto any existing toilet hinge is we've just got a sort of typical hinge here. This is off of a quick release seat. So this screw will pass through the hole in the existing hinge. Then you put on the sleeve of the rubber sleeve onto there, and then the expansion cone, the conical part, which is the sloped part, at the top. And the reason we put that at the top is so that when you're tightening it, it will then expand the rubber inside the hole in the pan and then grip the pan. So before you push this onto the toilet, you just want to do this up by hand until it's pretty much level with the bottom, should be fine. And then we can then push that into the pan and do it up with the screwdriver from the top so it expands and grips. So let's go and fit this on our pan. Now we're just going to remove the existing seat, the wobbly seat. This is a top fix seat, so it lifts off really easily. With the existing hinges now, all we need to do is take these off and pop the Superfix connectors on the way we showed just now. A point to add to this is that this will work on hinges that are all, part of the seat, that so you just put it together whilst the hinges are connected to the seat. That's fine too. And it will also work on what we call back to wall pans. So the toilet pan, if you've got no access to the underside to do like on a conventional toilet, you'd normally have to do the nut up from underneath. With these fixings, that doesn't matter, because you're doing them up, you're tightening them from the top with the screw, which I'm going to show you in a second. It will work on pans when you haven't got access to the underside. So what I'm going to do now is take these parts off and attach the Superfix fixings to them and show you how to tighten them up. So we've got one hinge in place. Now with this one, this is the existing hinge. Now what I've found with this fitting is that this screw is fine to use. It's the existing screw, so it fits our piece quite nicely. So I'm going to reuse their screw. However, you can use the screw supplied, it doesn't matter. So we push our rubber part on as we showed earlier. We then put the conical part on with the sloped part facing upwards towards the rubber. Plonk that into position like so. So we can do it up by hand so we're sort of level or a bit on more. Then we're going to push this into the hole of the pan like so. And then all that's left to do now is just to position it properly, maybe slide it forward a tad, and we tighten that screw with a screwdriver. So we've got our screwdriver, we're just going to tighten this. You might need to just hold the hinge into position as you tighten it, but as we tighten it with our screwdriver, this will then pull up that conical expansion part, cone if you like, into position. It will start to get stiffer as you screw because it's rising up the thread and it's expanding the rubber sleeve into the hole of the pan and making this a really firm fitting. Now, I would emphasise that you want to screw this as tight as you can, because the tighter you can screw it, the more firm the fitting's going to be. Now that is as tight as I can get it, and that's not going anywhere. So what's happened now is it's expanded as much as it can and it holds this into position really strongly. So all we need to do now is put the cover of the hinge back on, like so. We're going to plonk the seat back on and we should be done. That should be really nice and tight now. The seat's now in position, all fixed to the original hinges with the new Superfix fixings on. As you can see, this isn't going anywhere, this seat. It's really solidly fixed to the pan. The seat is a thick, heavy wooden seat as well, so you know, this is a real test for these, and that should give you the confidence now to go and get your Superfix fixing and fix it onto your seat to stop it wobbling.